Blog Talk Radio.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new day, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. New dawn, a new day, a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonflies out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, that's what I mean. Sleep in peace till the day is done, that's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a bold world, and I'm feeling good. 'Cause when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. I pray to make mine, and I know how I feel. Darling, a new day, new life for me, and I'm feeling good. It's a new day, I'm feeling good. It's a new day, I'm feeling good. It's a new day, I'm feeling good.
The Certain Ones Talk Show, hosted by inspirational author and playwright Vanessa Richardson. The Certain Ones, aspiring to inspire. With your host, playwright, author Vanessa Richardson. You can tune in to the Certain Ones Aspiring to Inspiring Talk Show on www.blogtalkradio.com/thecertainones.com. And now, here's your host, Vanessa Richardson.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Certain Ones Blog Talk Radio Show, where I am your host for the hour, Vanessa Richardson. As always, I'm so appreciative and delighted to have you join us here on this Thursday. Whew, speaking of Thursday, it is, you guys, totally freezing out there. But nevertheless, I will not complain. I just want to advise you to just be careful out there in all that cold. Make sure you wrap up. Make sure you be warm as much as possible. And I say that heavily, out there in all that blistering wind. Oh, my goodness. Again, we're thankful for every day. We're thankful for the Lord's gift of life. But, again, be very careful out there in the cold weather. So, again, I'm just thankful to have you join me here on the Certain Ones Blog Talk Radio Show. Been very busy. Very, very busy, and it's not an understatement. Busy good. In preparation for our stage production, which is slated to be performed next Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. I have saturated my Facebook pages. I have not tweeted this, actually. I got to get up on that. I have not tweeted it. Funny. So I'm going to tweet this. We did email blast. I mean, we just been really, really promoting this production, trying to get this bring it to the fore. It's a production that I heavily invested in, and I believe that it is really going to touch the hearts of many people. It's a delicious, delicious stage production. The name of it, if you have not heard, is He Loves Me, and I hope you have heard. I have people from all over really wanting to attend, been attended for this one night only production, and we just film an hour and a half ago at another WRAL Channel 5 studio, and just had fun, had a blast, talking about this production. He Loves Me. It's set in a poetry setting without giving away too much, and I wanted to explore that word love, not just the love of relationships. Maybe there's a relationship, but there's several types of relationship. Relationship with yourself, family, friends. I want to explore that, and I wanted to. What would it be like? I like writing, you guys, because you can put on many shoes and just really become characters. And I love acting too. So this is my thing. So to explore that word love and really put words, bring it to life. I'm speechless now because it's an unbelievable feeling. It really is to see the words come to life and see these characters, these actors embody the character that you've written. It's a phenomenal feeling, and I really don't think that I will ever get acclimated to that feeling. The crowd, something about live performances, the atmosphere is so intense, it's so hyped up. Oh my goodness, the adrenaline is just, what a rush, and it's a positive rush. And I'm so excited about this Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. He Loves Me. And sometimes, you guys, as you know, love is just not enough. It takes multiple. So if you're in the North Carolina area, if you can join us, and if you're not in the North Carolina, hey, make it a trip. Come on out. Get yourself there if you want to. If you enjoy great production, make it a weekend thing if you want. But, yeah, we have a delicious cast who just phenomenal singers and actors, and we're just going to bring it for you. So I'm glad you asked. Listen, where do I get these tickets from? Go to Eventbrite / He Loves Me. Eventbrite / He Loves Me, or just type in He Loves Me, the stage production by Vanessa Richardson, and it'll direct you right there as to how you can order your tickets online. And 2, you can also pay at the door. And then again, I want to advise you that we do have the Certain Ones magazine, and we go live monthly. It's a monthly inspirational magazine where we connect businesses, authors. If you have a product you want to advertise with, connect with us. And this is what we do. We build bridges and we connect. And I'm not just a person who up here is talking and whistling Dixie. I tried it for myself, and it works for me. It really does. So let us spotlight you authors. If you have a book out, let us feature you. We can do that. If you got a product, let us help you spread the word that you have a product out there. Or you have an event, we can do that too. So I'm so excited to have my guest on, a prolific author. She's joining us, Crystal Victoria. I mean, her dossier is just phenomenal. I'm going to talk about her Target Evolution, her foundation that she started, her incorporation, and it's about improving our economy one entrepreneur at a time. I like how the fact that she encouraged individuals to pursue entrepreneurship. But sometimes we get so complacent, we feel like we can't, because of the challenges, that we can't go out there and have our own. We can't go out there and do, that we have to always work under people. I'm not saying that's not always good, because you can learn under people, but it's always that next layer, that next plateau that you can reach. So you don't always have to spend the rest of your life working for someone. You can flip the script and have someone working for you. But it takes tenacity, it takes perseverance, it takes a village, too, to get your vision out there. So it's not for the weak at heart or the faint at heart. If you know that you're chosen to start these business, really do the research and make it happen. Make it come to life, okay? So I'm going to talk to her about her businesses. And, of course, we have Alexis Spight, BET runner-up, and she's now been nominated for 2 Stella Awards. I just spoken with her, Miss Uncle G, her agent, and she's having a problem via her flight mixed up somewhere. So we're hoping that she'll be able to call in. If not, we're going to go ahead and make it flow with Crystal Victoria, talk about her businesses and talk about her book. I'm quite smitten with her book. It's very her struggles about overcoming, how many struggles she endured, the journey she went through, and she didn't give up. She just kept persevering. At the age of 25, she found her calling, her passion through motivating business and writing. We talked about that earlier. Sometimes you don't have to always work for other people. You can do your own thing. So now she's a founder, and she's an entrepreneur, education management corporation, and what else? She's a published author. She loves reading and learning. I do too, Crystal. I love learning. So we have so much in common. So we're going to bring her on in a bit. But right now, this is Jesus is the reason for this season. He is. Never forget that. So I'm going to take a quick break, all right? We're going to come back, and we're going to have our first guest on, and maybe we can catch up a little bit. I hope I made everything out there about the magazine, what else, radio show. We air Thursdays, the stage production. Hope you can make it. What else? That's it. If it's not, if I remember something, I'll bring it back to you guys. But let's go ahead and listen to Kirk Franklin. Jesus is the reason for the season, and we'll be right back.
Angels we have heard on high. Put your hands together, come on. Good God. You better ask somebody. Santa Claus ain't got no this. to know you better. This Christmas, and as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer and you. This Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes outshine the town they do. This Christmas, fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night. Shake a hand now. The fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Shake a hand now. Wish your brother Merry Christmas. All over the land now. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Do you have a show idea or community event that you would like for Vanessa to announce? These requests can be emailed to VanessaJackso90@hotmail.com. That's VanessaJackso90@hotmail.com. Be sure to send in writing on the organization stationery and letterhead and include a general overview of the organization event with complete contact information. Your request must be received at least 4 weeks prior to the event. Include the date, time, location, and specific needs for the event.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Certain Ones Blog Talk Radio Show, where I'm your host for the hour, Vanessa Richardson. For those who have not joined me or just joining me, I just want to recap that we will be doing a stage production, He Loves Me, in the North Carolina area on next Saturday, 6 o'clock p.m. So we're so excited. We're amped about that. As a matter of fact, I do have my chief musician. He's on the line right quick. He just decided to join me, and I was so excited when I saw his number register. So he's in our virtual studio. I'm glad to have him on. So we're excited about our guest, Crystal Victoria. She's supposed to be joining us in a matter of minutes. And again, we send a shout-out to Alexis Spight. She's having difficulties. I'm just getting her correspondence now with her flight. So hopefully she'll be able to call in at the latter part of the show. If not, we will definitely bring her back on. She's a friend of the show, and we absolutely adore her. We want to talk about her nomination, 2 Stellar Award nominations. How about that? Last year she was in attendance only, but this year she's nominated twice in 2 categories. We want to talk about that. That has to be an awesome, phenomenal blessing. She's a humble in spirit young woman, and I'm so impressed where God is taking her, the journey she's on. So, Alexis, shout out to you. Hopefully you'll be able to join us. So we're going to be talking to my chief musician of the stage production, He Loves Me, again, airing next Saturday, December 21st. Vanessa, how can I get these tickets? I hear you, and I thank you for that question. Delicious question. Mosey on over to Eventbrite / He Loves Me, or just Google us. He Loves Me, the stage production by Vanessa Richardson, and it'll come up, and it'll be there, the direction how to get there, and how to purchase your tickets online. So thank you so very much for that in advance. And again, mosey on over to our magazine, thecertainonesmagazine.com. That is thecertainonesmagazine.com. There you have a bevy of information for you. I absolutely love this month's issue, December issue. It's so Christmassy, and we had our own concert here right now, a few minutes ago. I love those musical selections. I had to play them, all right? So go over there. Our authors are just prolific, profound, inspirational, motivational. We have it covered for you. Single, married, motivation, inspiration, as I mentioned. What else? Just a gambit of things that's just for you. We covered everything for you. Go over there and check it out, thecertainonesmagazine.com. You'll be inspired. You'll be motivated. You'll be something. Not nothing. You'll be something. So let me go ahead and bring Kevin on. I just want him to talk a little bit about the stage production. He's been with me since the beginning of time, as my uncle would say, with these productions. Kevin, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, Vanessa.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. It's kind of cold tonight, but I'm good. I'm still good, and just thankful for another day. Thank you for joining us.
The pleasure is all mine.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and speak from your heart. Don't be afraid of me, which I know you're not, in regards to these stage production. Let's go ahead and talk about He Loves Me.
Well, I'm kind of looking forward to doing this particular stage production. New music, new background singers. I'm just excited. We got one more week left. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready. That's it. That's the word for it. I'm ready, excited to go ahead and put this production out there. It needs to be seen, and it's a family-oriented, oh, my goodness, drama. Like I said, the backdrop is in a poetry club setting. What better way to express yourself than through poetry and music? I found that, Kevin, sometimes when people do poetry, we don't know what we know the words to really speak on our own behalf. But when someone go up there and really speak and utter what's in your heart, it's like, bam, confirmation. I've had that done to me, and I had to do that, bring these characters to speak life or breathe life into our audience. So that's what's going to happen. You're going to find yourself identifying with these characters on stage. So you know the characters, Kevin. Which one stick out the most to you?
Let's see. I like Brother Charlie's character. What is his name? Montague?
That's it, Montague.
Yeah.
I love that name.
Yeah, I love Montague character. I like how he got to find. It's basically he has to find out. He ended up finding himself.
Mm-hmm.
Want to give away the?
No, don't give it away. Let him just tease him a little bit. Don't give him everything.
I like the transition where he went through, but it was all for a good cause to find himself at the end. And at the end, he found love. You just have to see it just to know what I'm talking about. I'm one that don't like giving away stuff, but this production is just, it'll blow your mind. It's very mind-blowing.
Exactly. You know what, too? I had to write, aforementioned earlier that I wrote in the shoes of, this how you do this, Vanessa, from a man's perspective. And like you said, Charlie, he's new to the set, or working with me, rather. And he's he embodied this character. Tony Grant worked with me about 2 to 3 years, and he made it do what it did. And here comes Charlie. He's a singer. That's what he does. And then he brings words. He masters these words. It's just like phenomenal. But speaking from a male's perspective, and I had explored that. Maybe you could talk, not on behalf of all men, but if a man is hurt, Kevin, by this particular woman, is it easy for him to forgive, or just say, I forgive you and move on, or just stay in that relationship?
Can you repeat the question again?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I can tell you breaking up with yourself because you're fading in and out. But when a man is hurt in his relationship, is it easy for him to forgive, forget, and stay in that relationship? Or is it just as easier to forgive and just say, hey, I can't do this anymore. I'm constantly reminded that this is what has taken place. It's just not going to happen anymore. Let's be friends.
Well, I can speak on my behalf. I would just say, coming from a man perspective, most men just say, hey, not meant to be, we'll move on. Because we don't generally just stay there in a relationship when you know stuff ain't right, you know what I'm saying? I know I wouldn't.
And that's what I had to explore. Because in the drama, there's another character by the name of Drake. And Drake, he's successful, and he has experienced hurt. So he believed love is a fairy tale. And even though he experienced love as a fairy tale and didn't believe that true love exists, he finds himself saying, wow, when Grace walks into the room, he's quite smitten with her. And for some reason, he can't shake this law of attraction towards her. And he becomes angry that he can't shake it. He becomes angry because he don't want to be in that relationship. But he finds himself, I have to go. It's almost like he's a magnet. It's a pull. He's pulled. He's lured into her. And honestly, she's not doing anything but being herself. So there's a law. I wanted to act on laws of attraction. Is when you see this, again, I don't want to give away too much. So when you see this production, you're going to either identify with yourself or someone in the relationship that you've been in. So it's a delicious drama. That's why I want to really, really, really put the word out there. Love is a strong thing, and it's a lot of people engage or think they're engaging in love when it's not really love. And I had the opportunity to talk with the Doctor of Love, which is Sean Heineman last week. Phenomenal showcase. And if you have missed that episode, go back and listen to the archives, which is available on demand. So we talked about what's the difference between love and lust, because a lot of people are in love and not lust. So we get that word mixed up. Right. He loves me. How do you know he loves me? And who's loving you? So I want to talk about that word love. Well, I can just go on and on about it. But as the musician, Kevin, do you think the music fit in? How do we select the music to fit the characters?
You just have to go off emotions and different scenes, what happens in the play, and you just have to analyze, I guess. I watch a lot of movies, so I try to look at different scenes and just look at the kinetics of things and see what fits best for each scene. And I know it sounds weird, but even just growing up watching Days of Our Lives and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? The stuff like dramatic scenes, you know what I'm saying? I know they kind of get like a sad, emotional type music piece or whatever to go with a scene like that. But that's how I kind of play off emotions on what I see at the particular time, and I just try to go off emotions to whatever the scene is being portrayed.
Absolutely. You know what? Music is like spice to the meal. It really does. It makes the scene pop. And when I first started out, I did a one-woman show, as you recall, and it was just me and no music. And to really do a one-woman show, the dynamics, you guys, if you don't know about stage production, is phenomenal. There's a lot of ingredients to make this thing successful. Again, I did a one-woman show. There was no music. It was just I. And you really have to captivate your audience and really bring them in the journey, especially if you're going to do it by yourself and without music. But even if the performance is strong, there's always something that can make it stronger. And your music is stellar. You are a phenomenal musician, and I just thank you for just merging with me and bringing these things to life. And I've written a couple of songs. I write, but I don't do the music, the score. And Kevin has put the music to words, and we have a masterpiece. Just beautiful. So
to God be the glory.
To God be the glory. Hey, I know that's right.
To God be the glory.
He gets it all, indeed. So I want to thank you, Kevin, for calling in. Thank you. I saw your number, and I saw you in our virtual studio, and I was very happy that you joined me and supported me, as always. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. God bless you.
Thank you. So that was my key musician, Kevin. I love him so much. Talented. Just the best. The best is yet to come for him. And I do have my guest in the studio, our virtual studio, Crystal Victoria. We're going to take a little break again, and we're going to come back, and we're going to jump right into it because time has now escaped us, and we want to get everything in. We want to talk to this young lady about her target evolution and about her book, all right? She's boss. That's right. She's a businesswoman, entrepreneur. She is also an author, and we're going to talk to her, so don't touch that dial. We'll be right back in a moment.
Are you starting a new business, releasing a CD, writing a new book? Consider Mitchell Productions for your web design services. Visit www.mitchell-productions.com for portfolio samples, specials, and package prices. Remember, a website is not a luxury item. It's a necessity. Check out mitchell-productions.com or find them at facebook.com/Mitchell Productions.
Do you feel like you waste time on social media? Are you overwhelmed with all the information about online marketing? Do you want to be able to effectively manage your online presence? Set up a one-on-one consultation with DIY-with-Ty.com. Taora Moody, known simply as Ty, has over 12 years of experience and a down-to-earth personality that has put over 100 clients at ease. At DIY-with-Ty.com, we aim to take the mystery out of the geeky stuff in a way that anyone can understand so you can learn how to do it yourself.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Certain Ones Blog Talk Radio Show, where I'm your host, Vanessa Richardson. We're going to talk to Crystal Victoria. I like that name, Lot. She's president of Target Evolution Corporation. She's a speaker, as aforementioned. She's an author, business consultant, grant writer, business plans, and promotional proposals. She is busy good. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring her on. Welcome to the show, Victoria. How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm good. I'm glad you were able to join us here.
Yes, thanks for the opportunity. I truly appreciate it. And I've heard some great things about you as well.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. So, Victoria, I just want to go ahead. I feel like I know you already. I just want to go ahead and just pour us a cup of tea, and let's do some catching up girlfriend talk, if you will. Here you go. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So it's cold out there. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I don't know which way to do it, your Target Evolution or your book. Well, let's go ahead and start with the Target Evolution first. Then we're going to morph into your book. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Target Evolution is an entrepreneurship institute that I've created in which we take people through an educational process from starting their business, and then we give them a platform to actually run a business in our facility. Everything is included into the price. So with us, you pretty much do business in a box. You pay a price, and with that price comes everything you need from graphic design to your DBA to your business plan to coaching. It's just an all-in-one package in which we pretty much get to wrap your idea for you and give it to you custom.
So you're breaking up a little bit. I think you're in your cell. But as you said that, let me ask you, why did you feel that there were a need to go ahead and form this business, Target Evolution?
Why did I feel like there was a need to formulate Target Evolution?
Yeah. Why do you feel there was a need to do that?
Well, it's a lot of people that want to start a business, but they don't know where to start. They don't know how, and then they think all they need is money. And every time that I get someone that comes to me with that, I laugh. Because I'll tell you, like the city of Dallas Mayor Rollins said, first you need people, then you need ideas. And usually once you have those first two, the money takes care of itself or it's on the way. And it's a combination of those people and those ideas written down on paper that get you the money that you need. So you can, if you were to come and you start a business and you were to say, I think I need $30,000, and you get it, then there's a chance that you may spend that $30,000 in all the wrong places, and you won't see anything. You won't have your business. It won't be running. It won't operate the way it should, and you're going to make mistakes because we're human, and that's what we do. So it would make more sense for you to get the expertise around you, to get everybody's plans out, plan out a strategy, and then the money, then you attract the money to you.
That sounds good. That sounds delicious. But let me ask you this, Crystal. Is this the season? Is it the time to for one to start a business?
I'm sorry, didn't hear the question. Repeat it again.
Okay, no problem. Is it the time? Is this the right time for a person to begin or start their business? Because let me tell you, you hit the nail on the head. You weren't here, but I mentioned that also, that a lot of people are very scary to begin or start their businesses. There's a lot of shoulda, couldas, or wouldas, and just fear of the unknown. So from your perspective, is this the right time for people to begin their business? And people don't understand that you can make money, great profit, too, online.
Okay, so is this the right time? Okay, well, if you wait for the right time to do anything, you'll never get anything done. I mean, there's never going to be the right time. So all you have is today. You might as well start today. And my theory on people, the things that, what I say the hindrances to entrepreneurship are, first thing is a lot of times people, they don't have a living plan. They don't have a plan that they constantly refer to, that they adjust and that they tweak along in the process. Secondly, you have to overcome that complacency. A lot of times people get comfortable in a job or a business. They get comfortable doing what they've always done. It's so easy to go to work for someone else. The third thing is that fear, which is false evidence appearing real. Stop being scared. You just do it. It's kind of like Nike. All the things, the worries and the what ifs. If this was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So don't even worry about that. Focus on doing what it is that you love to do. Another thing that trips people up is sense of anxiety versus urgency. A lot of times people are so anxious and so ready, they're trying to do everything at once, and they're focusing their energy on 10 million places and not enough in one or two places that are going to create the success that they're really, truly searching for. And then they're rushing through things, and rushing prevents things from being done thoroughly. So you've got to make sure that you're thorough in your approach, but you're also focusing your energy in those areas and then those audiences, those markets, if you will, they're going to generate you some capital. If no one wants what you have to sell, then, of course, you're not going to make any money. So you have to find out what people want. You have to find out the services. You have to figure out what your niche is. And most of the time it's tied closely in with your passion.
Oh, my goodness, you said so much. I hope they're listening to this. If you missed this, go back to the archives and listen to Miss Crystal. Seriously, she is really talking, laying down some concrete evidence for you. And I like how you, and I'm listening, Crystal, I like how you said you could focus on one and two, because a lot of people believe that you can only do one thing at a time. Do that hold true?
Some people can focus on 599 things to get them done. My best friend is someone who can focus on 3 or 4 projects and get them done. Now, what the people that taught me once would say, well, she's a master of all trade, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. However, she masters pretty much 3 or 4 of the projects. She may have 5 going, and she'll master 3 of them. And I'm like, wow. Now it gives me a headache. I can't operate like that, but I can't say the next person can. However, I know as it relates to me coaching and teaching people, I can't coach or help you do 5 different things, so don't ask, that you're on your own. But, I can help you on that 1 or 2, but if you start throwing 3 or 4 at me, I'll be like, okay, headache, can't do it. my business coach used to tell me, because when I first started my business a few years ago, I had like 3 or 4 of them going. And he said, Crystal, whenever I see you coming, I get a headache. And so I said, well, maybe I need to start coming to you with an aspirin and then pitch all my stuff at you, because I have questions about every business. So just to say, for the coach's sake, everyone can teach. Everyone that you're going to ask for help and that you're going to need to help you has a way of teaching. And just because they can't coach you on all 5 businesses doesn't mean they're a good coach. It just means that you may want to adjust your strategy. In my case, I had 4 coaches all year. Now I have 7. I'll be bumping it up to 7, actually. Wow. Now, I don't have 7 different businesses going, but I have a coach for every specific industry that is important to the functioning of my overall life, which includes my business. So my coaches coach me in different areas, and then they help me to focus my energies on the things in those areas that are important.
You said something so good. Again, you guys, I'm taking copious notes. I'm listening.
Well, thank you.
My ears is attentive. So, Crystal, you have 7 coaches, okay? And I like that. We do need mentors, because you have a lot of people, a lot of carbon copies out there. They'll see something that's working for another person, and they don't do the work. They'll just do it because they see it's working. They don't get these coaches, and it's okay to start a business, but you really need to it takes a village to be successful. So tell us about the coaches. How do we get a credible coach, and how many do we need, and how do we research our businesses?
Well, coaches are people, they're going to be people that are compatible with you, for one thing. Everyone is not going to be able to teach you. We all have different learning styles, and coaches have different coaching styles. In addition to that, coaches are not, I would say have a coach's generalized knowledge is shaky, because everyone has a particular area of expertise. I have personally an image coach. I have a marketing coach. I have a spiritual coach. I have a real estate coach. Nice. And I am looking for, just to let everybody know, a financial coach and a person to coach me on nonprofits. Although I have my own and I've been doing well, I still want a coach in place. And I know I'm missing one. I think marketing or something. A business coach. I have probably just one that helps me with business strategy. And what I have found is that the things that are most important are the coaches that I talk to the most. So, for instance, my image is most important. I have a coach that literally tackles my Facebooks, my Twitters, my websites, anything online, any pictures that I take and I post online, she's looking at them. And she'll say, okay, Crystal, that's okay. Or she'll say, no, take that down. Or make sure you explain that. Before you put that picture up, explain what's going on here. Because if I was looking at your page, I want to know what's going on. And then I have another business strategist coach who, whenever I have a great idea, I run it by him, because he's like, is it in line with your whole purpose and objective? Is it in line with all the goals that you're trying to accomplish in the next 10 years? If what you're trying to do, branch off and do, is not lined up with those things, then you need to wait a minute or reevaluate what your aim is in doing this. And then if he's like, okay, that's a great idea, okay, he wants to know how I'm going to structure it, how I'm going to fund it, all these things that I don't think of when I have a great idea.
Exactly.
So, the real estate coach, she is someone that I have some real estate, and she's someone that helps me, work on some different aspects and learn bits and pieces, but that's not something that I truly focus on. But another one that's important is my marketing coach, and they make sure that I am always adjusting my market and that I'm in the right places, that I'm utilizing the right graphic design and logos, that my business cards make sense, that everything on my website makes sense, that when people look to me, the traffic that's driven to me, they make sure that it's going to use my product or my service. They're going to buy my book. Are they going to use my consulting services? And so that's important, because we can drive traffic to our site all day. If that traffic is not led to do something with you once they see your site, it's just another site. Everyone has a website nowadays.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of something that I see is important in finding coaches that are compatible and that each one should have expertise. I say don't do any less than 2. Have at least 2, and a male and a female, because men have different buying patterns than women do.
Good.
And so according to your market and your demographic, you need both sides to give you good advice.
That is good, and I like because you offer solution just in these 2 entities. Perhaps there's more, but increasing employment opportunities and adding value and support to our communities. I love that. So do you just are you geared towards young entrepreneurs, or you cover the whole gambit? Doesn't matter.
I do help pretty much all ages, but my specific target that I like, that listens the best,
young.
Are younger entrepreneurs, and I think I read a quote the other day that said it's easier to create strong children than to repair broken men.
Ooh.
And once you've been taught a specific way, for me to go back and have to help you unteach and unlearn and do, that's a headache. Look, I tell you what, give me that person that has no idea what to do first. and we can build from there. But to go back and to help people relearn and to redo things, it's doable. Don't get me wrong. I love working with people. I'm sitting in front of a great lady right now that I'm going to love to work with. But, I understand that, some people, they're older, they have more experience, and there's going to be always people that I can learn from as well. I don't know it all. And so I find myself sometimes in a position where I want to listen more to the people or, get more help from them. And they're thinking they need my help, and I'm like, no, but I need your help. And it's like, okay, well, we both need help now.
We both.
Who's going to help too? Well, we're going to help each other. That's what we're going to do. But,
Absolutely.
At what point do you decide that you have to go back and you have to say, okay, this is what I need that you can provide, and this is what you need that I can provide. And now we're going to help each other and develop a relationship. So this is bigger than helping or consulting. That's when you have relationships with people that are older than you and they're part of your network, because you'll always need them. And so it's not as important for me to coach them, because they'd be surprised how much they help me.
Absolutely. Oh, I love this. For those of us joining us, we are on the air live with Crystal Victoria. I love that, by the way. Lot. She's the president of Target Evolution. She's a speaker, author, business consultant of grants and business plans and proposals. So where can we go to your website in regards to your business, Target Evolution?
You said what website can you view my business?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, targetevolution.org. And it's one word, match it all together. It is a nonprofit. You can also view our Facebook. You do a search for Target Evolution. I'm honestly say I do not remember what the URL is, but we are on Twitter. We are on Twitter as well from our website, which is once again targetevolution.org. You can reach our Facebook and our Twitter pages and like and follow us as well from those 2 places.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and morph into your book, Boss Lady. I like that title too. So go ahead, let's talk about your book. You're welcome. How long did it take you to write that? That's my first question, your book.
2.5 months.
Wow, you were flowing.
Well, no, I had a lot of junk I wanted to get out. And it's funny you asked that, because I just posted that on Facebook the other day. I have a natural gift of writing. I was grateful to have found it and to learn to tap into it. One thing that I am grateful to be able to do is I can sit down, drink a glass of water, take a deep breath, and flow on a topic. I may sit down for an hour, and when I get up, there'll be 20, 30 pages worth of material.
Oh, my goodness.
I do it all the time. I journal all the time. I write all the time. A lot of my book was a compilation of journals I've been keeping over the years. I've just always, when I'm frustrated, I write. And so what I did was I went and got all my journals and filled in the in-between times that I would write, that I wasn't writing. I went and filled it all in and added, some things that were going on. So that's the reason why I was able to write it rather quickly. However, I needed to expand on it. I had to have it edited. And the whole process from the time that I started writing it to the time it came out took 7 months. And I actually put it down for a month and said I wasn't going to publish it. I wasn't even going to put it out after I wrote the first manuscript, and I let some family members read it, and they weren't too happy about what was in it.
Of course.
They kind of encouraged me to set it down. I said, okay, I'm not writing it. And then I had an editor come that didn't do what I paid her to, and that all together just made me sit it down and said, forget the book. I'm not going to write it. Hell with it. And it collected dust for about a month, and one of my coaches came back and said, what happened to your book? I said, well, I'm not going to write it. And he goes, are you crazy? I said, well, what happened? I said, well, the editor said I needed to put more feeling into it, but I just don't have more feeling to put into it. And he goes, well, you need a new editor. And so next thing you know, I had a new editor. This lady came in, and she took what was originally a good book and made it a great book. I bragged. I have to tell everybody. And the funny thing is we share our names. That's why she got chosen. See, I'm Crystal Victoria, and she is Victoria Kessler.
Okay.
So she truly was a help to me and inspiration, and I'm grateful that she took on my project like she did. It was truly, truly a blessing.
You know what? You hit something on the head. I'm glad you said it took 7 months. There was other contributing factors that made it that long to get out there, but editing is so crucial. I was talking to somebody, and they were saying to their readers are brutal, especially in this economy. They want their bucks worth, you know. So I was so glad you mentioned editing. It's so important. When I first wrote my book, I just wanted my message out there because I was dealing with a health issue, and I just wanted to go ahead and put it out there, and I was anxious, and I could hear the voice of reasoning within myself and allow people to just saying, Vanessa, just calm down. Take your time with it. Don't rush, you know. And for some reason, I set these timetables for myself, and I rushed it, and the editing was not superfluous like I want to. So I went and found a good editor to make it pop, bring it back to life, and it really spoke volume to a lot of people, this book. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So that was your difficultest part, the editing?
Yes, because we ended up having to expand on some things. Proofreading as well. Now, and I think all great authors will read their book and find mistakes and find things that they want to go back and change. I think that's a rule of thumb. I don't think any author has a book that is quote-unquote perfect. Not somebody that really writes. If somebody really writes, you'll always go back to your book and say, you know what, I really could have expanded more here, and maybe I should have explained this more. And now that I know more now, here I am a few years later, then I should change what I wrote back then. You know, we're going to always be able to adjust our own writing. Now, I honestly have a couple of mistakes in my book as well, and that's because I was rushing because after reading it so many times, all merged together, you have to realize this is my life story, and this is one hell of a story. For those of y'all who haven't read it, I went through a lot, and I had to relive so many past events and trying to write this story and get it out, and then trying to edit it, and then trying to expand on certain parts. I had to relive these frustrations, some sadness, some of this pitfalls and difficulties to the point I was going crazy. So I said, just get the book out already. I just wanted that out of my system. It was out of me. It was out of me. It was out of my system. And I was like, okay, thank you. And so I took care of all my publishing and everything was taken care of before I even finished the book. So all I needed to do was get it to the publisher, and from then it was you know, it's history. The rest is history. But you know, a hard story, the story about your life where you reveal secrets, that is hard to write. I don't care who you are. Whenever you're telling the world something about yourself that not too many people know, I mean, that's hard. And you're going to battle over and over again about, ooh, should I have written that? Ooh, when so-and-so reads that? Oh, what are people going to think? And at some point you just kind of got to say, you know, you don't care what other people are going to always have something to say anyway. So you really care. You know, whether you're doing good or bad, people are going to talk. So to heck with it. Get paid off of it. While they're talking, I'm laughing on the way to the bank cashing my royalty check.
Hey.
I mean, it's true.
That's right.
I'm cashing that check, and I'm not doing I don't have any kind of complex.
I like that. I like that attitude. So, you know, let me go ahead and give that title out, Crystal, From the Streets to the skies. And I like how you pluralize that. Not skies, skies. No limit. Diary of a Boss Lady. Now, in my Wendy Williams voice, hey, Victoria. What? In my Wendy Williams voice, what is something you want to share with us, just to entice us a little bit? Just a little something in this book that you want to share with readers, get across to them. What's the message?
The message of the book is don't do anything I did. No, I'm just kidding. That's one message. If you're a certain age, please avoid this path. However, life is meant to be lived, and I honestly believe one truth, that just like we have unalienable rights, which is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, you have a right to make mistakes, because that is how we learn. No pain, no gain. So I took my right to make mistakes and my little mini failures, and I decided to profit off of it. And not only did I decide to profit of it, I allowed other people a chance to profit off my failure by avoiding my mistakes. And so I am grateful for the opportunity and the courage that it took to put that out there, because there's so many people that will in turn be helped and avoid that mistake, avoid that boyfriend that may be crazy and beat the heck out of you, avoid that getting money quick idea that may not turn out the way you think. You know, they'll avoid those little things, and they'll know what to look for, you know. And so I look forward to being able to help our children, our young minority teens. That's who that book is targeted towards, ages 13 to 21. At that age, I think I made more decisions between those 8 years, that shaped the rest of my life, between ages of 13 to 21. And it's because when I was 21, I was pretty much gotten in all the trouble I could get into, unfortunately for me. But I had gotten into enough stuff to say, okay, this stuff is definitely shaped the rest of my life. So now that I have this stuff, I have to figure out a way out of this. Right. And it was that stuff, those mistakes I made early that were the reason that I had to make a few more mistakes to get out of it. Now, hopefully everyone doesn't have to do that. And that's how vicious some of these cycles in life are. When we talk about drug abuse, that's how vicious that cycle is. When we talk about fast money, that's how vicious that cycle is. It's not always as simple as quitting. The lucky ones have that story. The lucky ones get to quit and walk away without a scratch. But those that aren't so lucky, they end up in jail, end up dead. They end up with other things going on, you know. And if you're extreme case, you'll end up doing all three. But, you know, it's not just so easy to walk away, because we're talking about a vicious cycle, something that sucks you back in. You're just going round and around the wheel. You don't understand why.
Yes.
And so, you know, before you even start that merry-go-round, if you're thinking about that life, before you start that merry-go-round, if you have one person that can come in and say, don't even go over there, go that way, and you know what you've avoided, hey, that's priceless info right there. And so I look forward to the opportunity to reach that one person, just one person. If one life is changed by my stories, and my story is a success. So I believe the sky's not the limit, because there are footprints on the moon.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And I want to thank Dreams for More Radio and Faith They Believer for joining us in the chat room. You want to parlay over and just get a call. We're going to have to do what we call a behind the scenes. I say that all the time. So we're streaming. The number to call in at is 917-932-1607. Come on and join us. So I just want to thank you, Victoria, for putting yourself out there. And I like how you formatted it. You didn't put chapters. You done journal. As you mentioned, you journaled a lot. So let me just ask you this. We've got about 5 minutes. Let me just ask you this in faith. I like how you said about the good old days, because there got to be a catalyst. There got to be a starting point for someone to do things in their lives. I like how you talk about the sex, the drugs in school, and the troublesome teenager, the point of no return, and being locked up, and about the cycle, returning in the beginning of the end, you're searching for purpose and the cause and effect. So did you have any mentors in your life or you were just that girl, listen, I don't want to hear it, I'm going to live my life? You mentioned you was a teenager starting these things, but was there anyone there? There was a support system for you?
I was hard-headed. That's
hard-headed.
Why I have so many coaches. It's funny, the little things you pick up. I said, okay, I didn't listen to no one back then. I bet y'all listen to 7 where y'all at, all 7 of you. I'm going to listen. I need to listen. So, I believe our greatest leaders are even better followers. And so I choose nowadays to be a really good follower so that one day I may just be a great leader. I don't know. But right now I'm following. And in addition to that, I make sure that anyone that chooses to follow me, they understand that you're not just following me. You're following 7 of the best people on the planet. In addition to that, these are just people I have access to. I haven't, I have role models that are Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Tyra Banks, just Martin Luther King, Steve Jobs. There's people, Dr. Farrar Gray, who is just an amazing inspiration to me. And so there are so many people that I follow that when we talk about business, when we talk about success, when we talk about being a positive influence, there's so many people that I look up to nowadays. And my whole idea of what success is and the people that I choose to follow that are in the limelight has changed. So, I follow people that are successful now that I have access to, and then I also pay attention to those that are being successful that don't have access to just yet. Just yet, because one day I will. And those people are people that others and parents wouldn't mind their kids watching. And so for that reason, I feel like that makes me a little bit more impactful because I have a great network and a good foresight on who I want to be in the future and who I'm becoming. I work on every day.
This is so intriguing. Again, I want to thank you so much, Victoria. This book had to be written. I'm glad you listened to your mentor and put it out there. And, again, it's like cathartic. It had to be for you to put this out there. And I'm sure it's not going to affect, as your desire one, I'm sure it's going to affect more than that one. So, Crystal, how can we go ahead and get this book?
Okay, my book is available for purchase on BarnesandNoble.com. It's also available on Amazon.com and my website, which is CrystalVictoria.com. Once again, my website is CrystalVictoria.com. My publishing company is called Author House, in which you can get it from there too. It is in all 3 formats. It's ebook, Nook and Kindle. It's in hardcover and paperback. So you can get it any different format. Occasionally I do book giveaways. I haven't done any while on YouTube, so that may be something that, that was weird. If I have enough orders. Excuse me, man. I'm human, by the way. I'm Crystal Victoria, and I'm human. Yeah, I am tired.
We got to laugh, you guys. We having fun.
So, just in case no one's ever heard of birth, she did. I birthed. I'm sorry. You know what? So now you know my book. And, So, anything else?
You got it all covered. You really do. It's an honor. It really is an honor to talk with you and to you. We got to have you back on the show. Fun. Much fun.
Well, I also seen your stage play, and to let you know, I am promoting it for you. I am doing that. My publicists have elected to do some promotion. We think it's a very commendable thing, and so much success on that.
Likewise, I appreciate that. And much shout out to your publicist, too, your promoter. Good job.
Yeah. Daoud Obeid, I love you. You better be listening. That man is he's awesome. If I tell you everything he's gotten me on, I'm talking about I've been on dozens of radio shows, and I'm in 2 magazines right now. I have the best publicist on the planet, and I love him so much, and he's so grateful to have him in my life. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you all for listening, and I hope that I reached somebody today.
You have, trust me. You definitely impacted me. Don't leave thinking you have not. You touched someone. Many people. Keep
in touch. It's not a problem. Not a problem.
You know I will. I will. I like the conversation. Good conversation today. Thank you for joining us.
You're so welcome. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Well, you guys, there it is. The hour has come and gone. What a delicious showcase. Again, shout out to Alexis Spight. She wasn't able to make it. We have to have her back on. She's a friend to the show, whom we love dearly. You know how we do here on a Certain Ones talk show? We're going to close like this. If no one tells you that they love you yesterday, tomorrow, even last year, guess what? You were hearing it here first on the Certain Ones Block Talk Radio Show. We love you. Yes, we do, with the love of the Father. Until then, continue to inspire as you aspire. Have a great one.
The Certain One Talk Show, aspiring to inspire. To find out more about the talk show with your host, Vanessa Richardson, you may log on to www.blogtalkradio.com/thecertainones.com. That's www.blogtalkradio.com/thecertainones.com. Thank you for tuning in to this week's show with Vanessa Richardson, inspiring author and playwright.